Welcome to Thor Media. My name is Ivan, and this is the Garage Audit. Today, we're in Ypsilanti, Michigan. I think I pronounced it right, to meet Tyler Huffman, and he's got a part-time shop. Let's go check it out. Morning, Tyler.
Morning, Ivan. How you doing?
Great, yourself.
No, not too bad.
Here's a microphone for you, so we can hear you.
That. See if I can figure this out. Sure, I can. Yeah, give me a minute here. There we go.
So, first thing, how do I pronounce the name of the town?
We're in Ypsilanti.
Ypsilanti. I was close. Okay.
Yeah. It's a weird one. If you see it out on a map, you're never.
Yeah. No.
Even I get it wrong half the time.
Okay.
So.
Very good. So this is your shop?
Yes, sir. So it's a business. Company I work for has this side of the building here. They use it for storage, obviously. And they were so kind. The one that got the water set up here, I asked them if I could start detailing my car just in here for fun, and they said absolutely. And just a couple months ago, my buddy and my girlfriend decided to try to push me to start doing it, on the side since I've been doing it for so long. And I was like, I got a good spot for it, and let's give it a shot. So,
good. Yeah. Well, you've got a nice drain too.
Oh, it's perfect.
And the floor actually slopes to the drain, which is
helps out a lot. And being able to kind of keep it clean is the biggest hassle. It's an active shop. We got a foreman that keeps his truck here every night, so he comes in and out. As you can see, there's already dust and dirt cleaning up on the floor, but try my best to keep it clean for you.
Yeah, and this is very, very new construction. It's still, like, the concrete still smells.
Absolutely.
So,
yeah, absolutely. Okay. Nice and fresh.
Yeah.
The walls are still white. I'm trying to keep it that way.
Good. Excellent. So let's go through your setup, see what you've got.
Absolutely. I obviously got my trash bin here for when I start doing the interiors.
Good.
I originally did the 2-bucket method for a very long time until I understood that was not quite as needed. So I turned in my 3rd bucket to my interior bucket. I need to get a little dirt guard for that, but I figured utilize the tools that I got at hand. Then made my 2nd bucket there my wheel bucket, along with my APC with a touch of incredible suds.
Yeah.
And I got my rinseless wash set up, my little working cart, and then my wheel cart. If I ever have anyone come in who wants me to take their wheels off and do, undercarriage cleaning, I can rip the wheels off, get those nice and clean, and get any of the dirt, or during the winter here when we get salt and all that on the road, I can get under there and try to get all that out as best as I could.
Good. Okay. Then over here you got
my little setup. This is new. Just installed this last weekend, so
good.
Got this finally set up. I got my ladder to get on top of trucks. I know that's not the best way to do it, but for the time being, it's what I got access to.
It's better than climbing on the truck.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So I figured it's better than nothing, and then just be careful, take my time. I got my setup here for my foam cannon, which I don't really use as much anymore since I started adopting the rinseless wash. That seems to work a lot better for me. But I'll still pull out the foam cannon now and again just to clean up my car if I ever decide to. And then tornador. And then on this side, I got the interior setup.
Okay.
Extension cord is being used to charge our scissor lift right now. But when that's not in use, I have that all plugged into my vacuum here. Compressor's new, just got that. It's a little bit smaller. I didn't realize how much power I needed to run a tornador.
Yes.
That's a new tool to me, so I decided what I do now is I'll rip out the floor mats. I can blow those off with one full tank. Yeah. And then I start picking away at all the trash inside the interior, blow out from there, and whenever the compressor needs a break, I'll swap to something else.
Yeah, good.
And then my brush setup, impact in case if I'm taking wheels off. Yeah. Torque wrench is in my truck, but I have a torque wrench whenever I put the wheels back on.
Excellent. And
then just a little goodie bag of extras. I got my incredible suds, panel prep. Don't really use that a whole lot yet. A spray wax, and just a little bits and pieces in there in case I need. Good. And then my power washer with the little filter attached to that. Okay. When I would detail at my house, I live out in the middle of nowhere, so I'm used to hard water. So moving in here, I just brought that in with me to just kind of help protect with any little water spots that I could.
Okay, and how's that filter lasting for you? How often do you have to change the resin in it?
Now I can get away with it for a while. Back home it was 2-3 times a year. Okay. And I would only use it during the summertime, so it's pretty bad back home. Now I can get away with it. I've only changed it once out here, and that was before I started doing customers or friends and family, however you want to word that. Yeah, good. So right now it's still running good. I think I'll get a good couple months out of it still, but I haven't had enough time quite yet to figure out how bad the water is here. I don't have a test or anything like that.
Okay. Well, you're closer to town, so hopefully it might be better.
That's kind of what I was hoping. You know, I figured it out here, things are a little bit cleaner, so it shouldn't be as big of an issue. And then from what I've heard, the rinseless wash does a really good job at kind of protecting from water spots and stuff like that as well. So hopefully that everything I got in place, I can produce the cleanest car as I possibly can.
Great. So what got you into detailing?
That thing right there. When I got my Focus, I was ecstatic and through the world. Bought it myself. It was just my pride and joy, and I decided, you know, let's keep it clean. Let's figure out how to do this. And then one day I went to a car meet that was hosted by an actual detailer who did ceramic coats and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
And I was chatting with them for a while, and they said, bring it in. Let's get a coating put on this thing. So I got it paint corrected and coated. And when they brought me into that room for the first time, I fell in love with my car all over again.
Okay, yeah.
And once I felt that feeling, I knew I wanted to keep that feeling. And now that I'm starting to do it for other people, I want those people to feel that same feeling, because you should always love your car. That's just the way I look at it. You should be proud to drive it.
True. So, we were just at another shop half an hour ago that he started because of a Focus as well. So this area seems to be heavy on Focuses.
Yeah, Ford, GM, all that good stuff.
Yeah, we're close to the Motor City. So what keeps you in detailing?
The responses that I've gotten from the people that have come in and allow me to detail their vehicles. When I first started, I wasn't expecting a whole lot, just because I'm really hard on myself. And the first guy that came in had a truck full of pet hair. It took me 2 days to take care of, which is way longer than it should have. But when he came back, it just, the look on his face, you know, the clean, how well I got the dog hair out, I was shocked.
Yes.
And it was just that feeling. Now I'm just trying to chase that high, so to speak.
Okay, good. And what is it about detailing that you don't like?
Interiors.
Okay.
Being my size, I've lost a little weight now, but it's always kind of been hard for me to get into cracks and crevices, and trying to get the windshield and stuff like that. I've started to use that snake method, but sometimes I still can't quite get there. And other than that, it's really just the interiors. It gets hot real quick. I'm a sweaty guy, so I just build up the heat.
Okay.
That's why I got that tiny little portable battery-powered fan. That's my AC.
Yeah. Well, when you're working in a car, it is nice to do that. You know, to have some air moving, and if you can, you know, for a mobile detailer, there are two strategies. In the winter, start the car up, run the heat. In the summer, start the car up, run the AC. With 3 of the 4 doors closed, you can cool down the area a little bit if the customer doesn't mind you running the vehicle.
Absolutely.
Yeah. This is a new setup for you, obviously. You know, we can tell it's a brand new building. How have you liked transitioning to a shop as opposed to being at home?
I think I can produce the quality that I feel like that I've kind of been lacking, so to speak. Now that I'm able to keep everything in a contained area, not having to deal with wind, the beating sun, or anything like that, I'm able to really narrow down exactly what I'm looking for in my head. If any of that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
It's and I don't have to rush as much now. It's more of I don't feel as panicked as letting the soap dry or anything like that. I know it's not going to get baked on there.
Yes.
It's taking away some of that stress.
Good. Okay. And any plans on going full time?
That would be a dream. I've taken a paint correction class. I'm not super confident on a polisher yet, but I'm working to get there. I got a buddy who also has a Focus that's allowing me to do a paint correction and a ceramic coat. So he's going to be my first customer on that. The goal would be to do maybe a couple ceramic coats a weekend for the time being, while still working at a full-time job here.
Yeah.
If the demand is still there, then absolutely, it would be a dream to make it full-time. I got a LLC for business. I'd call it TY, the detail guy.
Okay.
So when I used to work in a kitchen, they just called me TY, and the name stuck. So I thought, let's just drag it along.
Yeah.
So I got the LLC for that. Working on getting a bank account for that. So just that way, I got everything set up and ready just in case if time comes.
Yeah. Good. Of the tools that you've got, which one to you is indispensable? You couldn't live without.
That Tornador has changed my life. Now, having a proper compressor would probably change it a bit more.
Yeah.
But it sped up my interiors incredibly. And my buddy brought another buddy brought in his truck, which was full of dog hair. And the time that just saved was insane to me. I didn't have to spend hours. It took an hour or two. It wasn't 4+ hours. And I was like, all right, this is the talk was worth
Yes.
it. That
yes.
was worth the investment.
Yeah.
And then the foamer too, using that for the all-purpose cleaner on
Yes.
the wheels. That's been a huge help. I've noticed that just pulls the dirt right out.
Good.
So.
And of everything, of the tools you have, which is the one that's the most useless?
Oh boy, probably most of those brushes over there.
Okay.
The little handheld detail brushes. Now I've narrowed it down to maybe 1 or 2 for wheels. When I working on my 3-piece there, I have a very there's tight crevices that I can't quite get all the brushes in.
Right.
So I'll use a detail brush for that. But other than that, a lot of them are just fancy looking paperweights.
Yeah. Okay. That seems to be the way for a lot of people.
Yeah, I fell into the hype of them. I thought it was going to be a great choice, but and they have their purpose. They work well for vents and stuff like that, and door jams where I can't quite get a scrub pad or something like that. The scrub ninjas, I think those are what they're called.
But now they have the compressor. You'll be moving away from brushes.
Absolutely.
The good old blowing through the microfiber for vents.
I just saw that video the other day. I have yet to try it, but I'm excited to try that.
Yeah,
try that out.
It will change the way you detail interiors. So
absolutely,
they'll be a lot faster. Someone just starting out, what advice do you have for them?
Don't undersell yourself. The first detail job I did full of dog hair that took me 2 days, I did it for $100.
Ouch.
Okay. After that, I learned real quickly that my time is worth a little bit more than that. Missing time away from my girlfriend and our brand new cats. I was like, well, man, that sucks. But don't undersell yourself. You have more skill than you think. You really do.
Good. Do you have any questions for me?
Struggling with interior stains. I got the 3-step system from P&S.
Yep.
I just dealt with some pretty heavily soiled seats. Looks like they never really cleaned the driver's seat just from getting in and out. It had all that thick grime, I guess you want to call it. The similar stuff that's on your steering wheel stock. I guess what's the best way to kind of narrow that stuff down? Just eat at it.
Yeah, rinse and swash. On the steering wheel, rinse and swash is all you need. You don't need an APC there. On the seats, the drill brushes might be a little too aggressive. They're cloth seats.
They had leather on the side, and it was the perforated cloth in the center.
Okay. Yeah.
Which was where all the contamination was.
So a leather or a wool pad on a rotary.
Okay.
Does a great job of cleaning cloth seats. For leather seats, either a wool pad or a microfiber pad on a DA.
Okay. Cool. That's good.
Does a great job. Just a spritz of rinseless on it, and you'll see what comes up. A lot of people get into extraction, and unfortunately, if you were to take a junkyard seat that looks horrible, do 1/2 with the polishing method, 1/2 with an extractor, let them dry, and then take the upholstery off the seat.
Still
the extraction method actually drives the dirt into the foam.
Oh, really?
Whereas the dry method or the dryer method takes it off of the upholstery. So
it's good to know. Good thing I have one of those wool pads in my cart right now waiting to get purchased. So.
Good. So yeah, no, wool pad and a rotary are a very good tool for interior detailing. Of course, you've got the drill brushes. Stains are something that a lot of detailers spend a lot of time and a lot of chemicals on to eventually realize that the stain is going to stay there.
Right, and that's kind of where I started to learn there after a little bit, trying to really scrub at that seat. It's kind of a little bit came out and it was starting to work away, but at the same time, I started to realize it wasn't really worth what I was putting into it.
Right. A lot of times, as a detailer, we have to come to the realization that it's not our fault. We're not the ones that neglected the vehicle that long.
Right.
The other thing is a stain is a stain. If we take a wood stain and you put it on this concrete, it's going to stain the concrete, and there's no way to get it out of there because it's a stain.
Absolutely.
When we're using the word stain as opposed to dirt we can remove. As detailers, that's our job. Stains, that's another thing. So some stains we can mitigate, but we can't always remove them. That's why the auction house type detailers, or not detailers, but they're trained to do it. They use spray paint, or they re-dye the fabric, or they'll re-dye the carpet, because that is the only option.
Gotcha. I never didn't look at it from that angle.
Yeah, like you struggle with pet hair. The first question you need to ask someone that has pet hair in their vehicle is the dog getting back in the vehicle.
Once I learned that question from your podcast and the YouTube, that was the next dog hair vehicle that came in. First thing I asked is, dog getting back in? And they said, no, we're selling this truck. I'm like,
okay,
cool.
Okay, in that case, we have to get rid of the hair. If the dog is going back into the vehicle, the customer probably is not worried about a few hairs, remaining here and there. Another tip for that or trick: interior clean and protect. Spray it on, just a mist. You don't want to get the surface wet. Let it sit for 10 or 15 minutes. The hair will vacuum away easier because it cuts the static.
Okay, cool. Okay, all right. Yeah.
Rinseless will do the same, but the interior clean and protect has a stronger anti-static agent to it.
Cool, that's good to know. I thought I heard about that, and I used the rinseless originally, but knowing now that the interior has a little bit more of that static
release, yeah. So
I'll try that the next time around.
It does a great job at that. So
awesome.
Yeah. For me, suggestions I'd have for you. This is obviously a rented shop, or you can't do much in the terms of changing.
Right. I do have the ability to drill into the wall.
Okay.
I'm actually planning on putting some mat holders on that section there as soon as I get those ordered up as well. I've actually just been kind of in a swept, clean spot. I've been putting them on the ground and then trying to. I got those boxes there. I'll set them up on the box and leave them up there. But.
No, mat holders are a great addition to any shop. You have this wall that you can work with. The rest, obviously, you can't.
Yeah, no.
Right. So lighting is a big thing. In here, you've got, in the doors open, you've got good natural light. When the door's closed, you don't have much lighting in here.
No, and these are on a timer, and I've had them shut off on me several times while cleaning the interior.
Yeah, you have to move.
Oh, yeah. It's a pain. So lighting, I've definitely been thinking about getting a couple stand-up lights for sure. That's on the list.
Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah, there's one shop I was into. They called them their lightsabers. So they had a concrete bucket, a 5-gallon bucket with concrete in it, and an 8-foot fluorescent on it.
Oh, okay.
And they would just set them up around the vehicle, and just on a daisy chain extension cord, and then they could put them up against the wall when they weren't using them.
That'd be perfect.
Yeah,
it's a perfect idea.
Because you don't, having the lights vertically instead of horizontally really doesn't change much. So,
understood. Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
So, getting some high power fluorescents, you don't need the 8-foot ones, but at least a 4-foot.
Something a little bit, especially for this side of the car. I don't really have nothing on this side.
No, and the white wall is great at reflecting light, so you get light, bouncing off of it. But yeah, having more light. A building this tall, you're probably not dealing with heat too much, in the sense that it stays relatively cool.
Yeah. But the past couple weeks here where we've been having this heat wave, it's been a little brutal in here. I'll have that vent running, and then my little break area, I'll turn that fan on, and I'll just sit there and just let the fan hit the neck and grab whatever, pop or water out of the cooler and recover, and then come back out here and get back at it.
Yeah, no, it's good that you're taking breaks. A lot of people don't do that. You need to refresh once in a while. So
especially on a rough interior or an exterior that's got heavy decontamination, just kind of sit down for a second and kind of recover and rethink a game plan, so to speak, if you need to.
The other potential change is the pressure washer. Going to an electric pressure washer, less noise, less maintenance.
I've been thinking about that a lot, especially now that I'm really kind of getting at it a little more aggressively.
Yeah.
Constantly having to turn it on and off, moving it around. It's starting to get more of a hassle than it's worth.
Yeah, and you don't need to go to the high-end, $1,500 pressure washers. You're not a car wash. You might be pressure washing 1 or 2 cars a day.
Right, absolutely.
So the little, Ryobi type units do a good job.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Or just a garden hose.
But I have that option too, obviously. That little kink hose there isn't the great for using at a hose option, but other than that, no. It's definitely a good sort.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much.
No problem. Thank you very much. It was an honor.
We're going to go back out to the bus, give him his final report card, and we'll take it from there. Tyler's got a great little setup. He's just starting out, and you can see that he really has a passion for it, which is fun. If you would like your garage audited, maybe one day the bus will pull up for you, please reach out to Jamie at the House of Rags, and we'll see you in the next Garage Audit.